Okay, this is the 4th axis assembly. I've already put the whatever that is, the hydraulic injector on there. What it does is you put air pressure here, and when the solenoid up in there, the rectangle, when it gets 110 volts AC, it will shoot just a spurt of hydraulic pressure up to, once this is assembled, it will be hooked to that, and it goes up here and turns on the brake. When that happens, this plunger will come out. Like right now, you can see brakes off, and this limit switch is on. And when or off, I'm not really sure, but it's activated. And when this comes out, this one would go down, and this one would come back on the back side of that and go that way. And you can use that for logic. That's the first three. You got a common, and you got brake on and brake off. The next two are the home switch. So it's another limit switch, but it's home. And so all these on the bottom, they head off to different places on this 4th axis. All these on the top run to the wire harness that goes over to the control, to the CNC. So this is the ones to the right. They are for the solenoid. When you put in 110 volts here, it will activate. This is a snubber that is in, actually loops it up around and comes back to here, and it's in parallel with that shot to help keep the noise down for electronics. Let's see. Then we got the servo power. You've got red and black. The red one, there's two A1s and there's two A2s. A1s are red, A2s are black. These two white ones, I still don't know what they are, but I've got wires for them, and they are, they're the white wires are labeled E and F, and the blue wires that attach to them are 1810 and 1811. And on the wiring harness, they go to a blue with a black stripe and black with a white stripe. So that's how all this is mapped. These are the wiring harness right here, and these are the labels on here, and this is the wire color on the harness. Same here. These are the labels in here. So what I got to do is I'm going to tape these up. I might put some heat shrink on them, and then put the cover on, and I might put some gasket material on there. I did paint this because it was all corroded. Painted the lid too. The ground goes right into one of the mounting holes. You see there. I did test continuity. It's fine. So once it's together, then I put this panel on too. Of course, I got to put that on. And then the wiring harness, which is that thick one right there. It's real stiff. It's old. It's one of the original that came with it. And anyway, that screws onto here. This is my encoder wire, and I made a 3D print that uses a split plug and a big square washer that holds the split plug together. And it's on the same thing on the other side. It's the plug comes through both directions, and then the square washer will hold that plug nice and true. So that's what I did for that, and it does move But if you notice, I had zip ties there, so it won't let it continue on. I have a backup one. So yeah. So once that is done, it will get mounted here. Wires will be over here, and they'll be routed to up through this corner here somehow, and clamped onto this corner probably, and then come straight up and loop so that it can flex and move around, but it's going to like loop, maybe hang on to the ceiling so that it doesn't flop around too much. I don't know. But in any case, it's got to go in through this plate into the cabinet. This plate's going to have a fan on it, pushing air that direction. So it's going to come through, and it's going to use the first probably 11 here. There's 14 wires, but 3 of them are servo wires. So probably going to use 11 of these, and here they are right here. I've already got the servo hooked up. They, I probably peel this back and cut these short and run this wire direct and run the rest of them, you know, cut the rest of them and put them in straight over to there. That's what I'm thinking. And the red wire was positive on that was A1 on the servos. This was A2, which is supposed to be negative. And if you look at these are my servo outputs, positive, negative, ground, or shield. So this tape's in the way, but it should have been positive, negative, shield. So there's my orange was green for ground, and this was positive, but it didn't run. It faulted out on me, so I had to swap these. And here is the limit switch. This is what zeroes the fourth axis, and it runs right up into here. So once I get those wires plugged in over here, then a short wire will be run here to tie in, and then the homing will work. Losing focus for some reason. Yeah, I got focus problems. There we go. All right, I think that's about it anyway. Of course, like I said, I got to rewire everything. But, of course, I'm going to start with the fourth axis, and so I got to decide, am I going to move that, because a lot of it gets wired there. I'm definitely going to shorten it. Anyway, that's the next step. Once I get it installed, I'll route the wires and decide a permanent location for that terminal strip. And I think that's it. This whole, for some reason I didn't really clean this up. Well, I might have cleaned it once, but it's definitely really dirty. So while I'm going to hang this on this chain, on this hoist, for a couple reasons. It'll help me get to the bottom of that easier, for one thing. But when it's curing with the seal, I may wipe that down if I got time tonight. And I can't think of anything else. So hopefully we get this out of the way. Like this encoder wire, it's not what I want. It needs a connector there so that when you pull it off the machine, it can be disconnected. But can't do everything, I guess. Well, that's it. Under 10 minutes. Thanks.